Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for clicking on this video. It's Alex, and wherever you're watching this, whenever you're watching this, I'm so thankful that you clicked on it. At the time of this recording, we're in a pretty crazy situation in our world. We're in the middle of the COVID-19 outbreak that has really affected all of us. Many people have been laid off of their jobs, people are getting sick, even people dying, and it's a really scary time for our world right now. The numbers aren't slowing down. We don't really know what's coming next, and it's a crisis. We all feel like we're in a crisis, and it's in times like these where we really start to search for, how do I feel normal in the middle of a crisis? How do I not let this one crisis cause a lot of other crises in my life? And maybe you're having your children at home, or maybe now you're spending more time with your spouse than you ever have before. Maybe your finances have been affected. Whatever it may be, this crisis is affecting all of us. And I want to talk to you a little bit about how you can stay calm in the middle of a crisis. Because as much as I would like to stand here and tell you that this is going to be the last crisis that you face in your life, I know it's not going to be. All of us are going to go through different crises, and it's going to affect us in different ways. It's going to affect our bodies in different ways, our emotional health, our mental health, but it's going to affect us. And so I want to give you a few tips that are going to help you in this season, but also help you in the future. When you come to a crisis, that you don't have to freak out, that you don't have to worry, that you don't have to have a meltdown, but that you can actually make it through, and you can come out on the other side of the crisis stronger than you went into it. The first thing I want to talk to you about is control. And specifically, what can you control? Because in times like these, when we face crisis and hardships, we all start feeling out of control. And we let a few things that are out of control that we can't actually change make us feel like we're out of control with everything in our life. And so we let one crisis begin to affect everything else. Let's be honest, most of us can't control whether we get sick during this season or not. We can't control what's happening with our finances. We can't control if we're laid off from work. We can't control what's happening with the economy and with the stock market and with all these different things. We can't control those things. But what can we control? A couple ideas I have for you is, number one, you can control your outlook on this situation. I know it may seem cliche, but you don't have to be this just optimist where you're just blind to all the things that are happening in the world and tone deaf to all the things that are happening in the world. I don't want you to be like that, but I want you to think about your outlook in this situation. Do you have faith in this situation? Are you spending time encouraging yourself in this situation? If you're a believer watching this, are you reading the Bible during this time? Are you praying during this time? Are you listening to worship music during this time? Because in crisis, when we get squeezed, it's like a sponge. When we're squeezed, whatever is inside of us is going to come out. And so when you begin to get squeezed during a time of crisis and you can't control anything, do you just have negativity inside of you? Or are you just watching the news and social media and listening to all the bad things? Or are you filling your mind with good things? Are you filling your mind with hope and making sure that you have a good perspective? So you can control what you're consuming, what you're taking in, and your outlook during this situation. The second thing, maybe a little bit more practical, is you can control your schedule. I know right now, all of us, our schedule is different than it was a few weeks ago. Maybe you're working from home. Maybe you're one of the unfortunate people that have been laid off from your job, and we're praying for you. We're here for you. I want you to let you know that we're not blind to what is happening in your life right now. We're here for you. Or maybe you have your children at home, and they've been in school for years, and so you're used to them being away until a certain time, and then they have homework and they have their routines and sports and those different things, and now they're home all the time and it is driving you crazy. Or maybe you're spending more time with your spouse than ever before, and not that that's a bad thing, but there are just more opportunities to get in what I call intense fellowship or arguments or discussions that maybe you wouldn't normally have. So all of our schedules are out of whack. What can we do? Well, we can control our schedule. Maybe you can't control going outside. Maybe you can't control going to your workplace or sending your kids to school, but you can control when you wake up. You can control that, hey, even though I don't have to get dressed today, I could just stay in my PJs all day. I could just stay in my sweatpants, my athletic shorts. I'm going to get dressed today. I'm going to brush my teeth today. I'm going to take a shower today. I'm going to comb my hair today. These are things that we can control. You can control when you eat during this time and what you're eating during this time. You can control what you're doing throughout the day, so your schedule. Maybe you have a lot of free time right now, more free time than ever. Are you just allowing that to slip away, or are you controlling it and scheduling it out? Even just schedule your free time. If you know you have free time, just put it in the schedule anyway so that it allows you to have a sense of control during this crisis. The next thing that you can control during this season is, what are you doing during this crisis? What are you doing with all this extra time that you have? Because let's be honest, so many things that normally fill our time that we want to do that are good things, we're not able to do right now. You're not able to go out to restaurants with friends. You're not able to go to church functions. You're not able to go to work functions. Yes, maybe you have some online Skype type things, but that's a very small amount of stuff than what you would normally do. And so during this time, I want to encourage you, control this time and actually come out of this crisis having gained some things. I know it's going to be very easy for you to just watch Netflix all day and to take a couple naps throughout the day and just to kind of waste this. But you could use this time to read that book you wanted to read, to take that course that you wanted to take, to read more of your Bible or pray more, or maybe you've wanted to practice an instrument or learn a new language. You can control that during this time. And not only is that going to give you a sense of control, but it's also going to help you come out better in the long run. Like I said in the intro to this series, it's going to help you come out of this crisis better than when you went into it. So control your outlook, control your perspective, the things that you're taking in, control your schedule, and then control what you're actually doing, the things that you're working on. You can work on some things that are going to help you when you come out of this crisis. So that's control. That's the first thing that we can do during this time to stay calm. If you are freaking out, if you are worrying, if you are anxious, make sure that you find some things you can control. I can't wait to see you on the next video. Make sure you check when it's posted. It's going to be coming out really soon. I'll see you then.